This is where the fun begins.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Out of Character podcast, exclusively on the Sports Jedi Media Network on YouTube and Sports Jedi Network on all other platforms. Our guest today is Jonathan Thor RAINES. He's an actor, a director, a filmmaker, all sorts of things. He's also someone who Vinny Pacifico booked and was unclear whether he's showing up or not. So we might have a run-in. We don't know. We're never sure. We're never sure what the Pacifico won. But welcome, Jonathan. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm doing well. It's been a pretty busy day, but I've been really looking forward to joining you guys tonight. So thanks for having me.
Sure. Tell us a little bit about your 411. Where you're from. How you got into this crazy biz. What's that Beatles song? The Long and Winding Road. There's always a long and winding road.
Yeah. I am currently in the upstate of South Carolina. That's where I was born, raised, have grown up with just a really strong interest in film and movies, just in general. When we were little, it was all about going to the video store, going to Blockbuster on Fridays, and renting a bunch of movies. We found our way to the horror section, and that has just been such a great passion and interest growing up. And when I went to college, I ended up majoring. One of my degrees is in theater, and I was able to do a lot of productions there. And then after I graduated, I had a really great connection with one of my former college roommates who started his own production company in South Carolina. So we were able to collaborate on several productions, some web series, short films, and that was super awesome. Built a really great community with them, especially just in the arts center of the upstate of South Carolina. It's not the most robust thing in the world, especially in the South. So it was great to start rooting into that community. And then ever since then, I've kind of fell back in love with the stage again. Also, been able to perform in, choreograph, direct several different productions across the upstate of South Carolina, and have been able to also start getting back into some more feature film work. Was recently in a film with Vinny. That's where I met Vinny. So we wrapped a film called Open Casket recently. I play a character named Shaw. He's very mysterious, kind of loner type character that kind of hangs out in the background a lot. That was super fun to play.
Yeah, Kevin, if you've got the picture of that, yeah, there it is. So
Yeah, there it is. There's the casting announcement for that.
yeah,
So that was a
very
ton of
could
fun.
be, your young, sexy vampire thing. Could be the Lestat. Could be Loki if they were looking to recast Loki. I mean,
Yeah,
The
I
Walking
might be
Man.
maybe Shaw is all of those things. You'll have to check it out when it comes out.
It could be The Walking Man in the stands. You never know.
Yes. Hey, lots of different everybody that's listening, please take note of that because I would I would love to be in whatever you got going on. And also met through Backstage casting app, met a casting director and film director from the UK, and I've been in two of his features that he filmed in the South. I filmed one in Atlanta. It's called One Big Snake. It's on
Ooh.
Tubi now. I play like a bumbling handyman that comes in to solve a pest issue. It's a giant snake, just like it says in the title. And in another film of his called Southern Nightmare, If there are any Phantasm fans listening, Gloria Lynn Henry, she plays Rocky in Phantasm 3. She's actually in the film also, so I got to meet her and be in a movie with her, and she's been super great. I've kept in touch with her since then.
That's fantastic.
Um,
What about Adrian
yeah,
Barbeau?
do what?
What about Adrian Barbeau?
Oh, I love it. I would love to meet her. I
I
love
spent
her.
many an afternoon with Adrian Barbeau. She wasn't there, but
No, no.
Hey
oh
now.
yeah,
I introduced some friends recently to The Fog. They had never seen The Fog, and I was telling them, this was a favorite of
Swamp
mine
Thing.
growing up. I love the score, the atmosphere is great. Adrienne Barbeau's performance, and it's great. I was telling about Creep Show.
Yeah,
Her performance as Billy in that is awesome. Yeah, she's great.
yeah, and she was in the Swamp Thing and Escape from New York. I mean, come on,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's a great one.
she sure is. Um, I'm not sure if that was her in Cannonball Run, but I think she was in Cannonball Run, either one or two, maybe both.
I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with that one, but either
Oh,
way, I'm
it's
sure she
like
was great in it. If she is in it, she's great.
it's like the best of the worst. The Cannonball Run is like if you took Smokey and the Bandit and you made it into like wacky races,
Hmm.
and had everyone in it in like 1981 jokes. It's you got Dom
Oh,
DeLuise, Burt Reynolds, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Jamie
yeah.
Farr. It's just Roger Moore plays an actor who thinks he's Roger Moore. I mean it's when he's like, when I was in Egypt filming The Fly Who Bugged Me. It's like
I'll need to check that out because Wacky Races, that's such a pool. I have not heard the name of that in forever. So yeah, I'd have to look into that. That sounds fun.
a lot of me froze in like when I was 15 years old and just never stopped. So
Hey,
there's
nothing
yeah.
wrong with that at all. Me and my interest of 80 slasher movies, that's when it started, and I haven't moved past that. I still watch them all the time. I love them.
So I have a sort of serious question.
Yeah, what's up?
Around the time you were probably getting into all of this,
Hmm.
Georgia was already very well established as sort of like being almost like a second Hollywood. New
Hmm.
Orleans and Louisiana was catching up as well. Did any of that sort of trickle up into South Carolina?
I wouldn't say necessarily like up in South Carolina, like proper. We definitely do have some decent opportunities, but it's more for like commercial work here and there. There haven't been a ton of films and things that have filmed in this area primarily. I do get down to Atlanta a couple of times a year to film something. If it might be extra work or if I get cast in something. Charlotte, North Carolina is also a really good hub for film and for the arts. And where I live is almost exactly 2 hours from both Atlanta and Charlotte. So I do live in a pretty good area that, I can get a good mix there. There have been some projects that have trickled up into South Carolina, and I definitely think it is growing. I would say the upstate area where I live is definitely the strongest for that out of the whole state. We have a lot of different professional theaters and stuff up here too. Some touring productions come through, like larger, like Broadway productions and stuff will come through. And I definitely think investors and producers are starting to see that there are a lot of like beautiful locations up here. There's some really great untapped talent too. So I do look forward to seeing that continue to blossom up here as well.
Isn't Crystal Lake being filmed in North Carolina, or am I wrong?
That I don't know, because if it was, you can bet I would have made my way up there to make sure I got a scene in that. But that'd be great if so. I need to look into that if they haven't finished wrapping it, because I would love to submit for that or just even be an extra. Have you seen the teaser trailer for it? It looks incredible.
Yeah, no, it looks like a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah,
and I mean, as horrendous as so many of the sequels were, the,
fair.
the the story before, I mean, you can do anything with it, and
Yeah,
you can make it really, really good.
yeah.
Um, there was nothing I was thinking about that was in the Carolinas. It's funny, like I'm from New York, so upstate New York is a
Hmm.
thing. I've heard people say upstate and downstate in like certain states, like Georgia, the so lengthy, and even in Texas, um, and Minnesota also is one of the but not in South Carolina, which is basically like 2.5 hours, top to bottom as a drive. So, but what is upstate South Carolina, and where is the delineation point between mid-state, downstate, and upstate?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's more of just like a South Carolinian thing that we call it that, or if that's like
Yeah,
officially
and
what
is the
everyone refers to it
shooting war
as.
yet? I mean, is the home of
Um,
the Civil War involved in its own intrastate civil war that we need to know about?
unfortunately, it is. Yes, that's where we are. Um, the upstate area is definitely more the mountainous aspect of it, like near the Blue Ridge Mountains. Greenville's probably like more like the hub area there. If you've ever heard of Clemson University, like the Clemson Tigers, football, that's up here too. We have the Midlands. That would be more Columbia, the state or the state capital,
I've been to
rather.
Columbia, sure.
Yes, that's where
Been to Charleston.
uh, University of South Carolina is in the Midlands. And then the Low Country, that is Charleston, that's Myrtle Beach, that's your Mount Pleasant area.
Been to Hilton Head.
Um, Hilton
So
Head's down there. Yep. So those are the three kind of like general like areas of South Carolina for
I
sure.
won a trip to Hilton Head. As a matter of fact, I won at a auction. I won a free use of a family's like rental home, and it was a mansion. It was fantastic.
Oh, is it like a timeshare thing?
Uh, I know. I think they own it, but I think they just rent
Oh,
it
okay.
mostly, or when they're not using it themselves. But yeah, I mean, beautiful house, right in Hilton Head. I mean, right on. We had one of the lakes was behind there. We did the horse riding, the parasailing,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's a gorgeous area. I know people come from all over to go to Myrtle Beach. I prefer Folly Beach. I think it's nicer and it's cleaner. And
well,
it's
Myrtle Beach is probably not for locals unless you work there, because why else? Like you wouldn't go there unless want to be amongst the tourists.
yes, it's super touristy. But in general, that area is really beautiful. And especially if you're in South Carolina, I mean, we're known for that, especially that area of the state. So yeah, if sounds like you've checked it out, it sounds like you had a great time. So hopefully you'll come back, recommend it.
Sure. No, listen, there was a time, folks, when I used to routinely win auctions. Like I won like a great bottle of Macallan Scotch once. I won wine. It's like, nah, not for a while. No,
Hmm.
maybe it's time to come back. Anyway, it's time to come back to you. So, so all right. So what was your first role, whether it was an acting role or just something you got paid for in like the show business arena?
Mm. My first like on screen role would have been the first short film I did like right out of college. It's called Shelter County. It is on, I know it's on Vimeo. And it is about I play a police officer, his police officer James Ray, and I get a call about this man who has gone missing, and I go to his house to interview his wife and see like if she knows something. And through the course of the conversation, I start kind of putting the pieces together that maybe she's not who she seems to be and might have had like a hand in what was going on. And the inspiration for it is kind of like a noir, kind of vibe to it. And it was super fun to film. I wasn't the original choice for the role. The person that was supposed to be in it had to back out for, I can't remember why. And they reached out to me and asked if I would be free and came in. And they really enjoyed the performance, like the angle that I took it, and got submitted to several film festivals around the country. We won several like small short film festivals and stuff. Got to go to a screening of it and see it up on a big screen. So that was really, really cool. And that kind of started that kind of trajectory for me post college. Um, as far as what's my As far as on stage, probably back in middle school. I was in Midsummer Night's Dream. We did it, and I was Oberon, the King of the Fairies. I remember having to paint my face green, and that's so funny because a full circle kind of thing. I'm currently rehearsing for a shadow cast of Rocky Horror, and I'm playing Brad. And it just so happens to be what was my former middle school auditorium, but it's now like the county's performing arts center. They've like demoed it and rebuilt it and stuff like that. But it's the same location where I had like my first like acting roles in the middle school auditorium, but it's now the county arts center. So that's kind of fun. It is funny also at the same time that it's something like Rocky Horror and all this stuff versus me being in middle school. But it's campy. I think it's so funny that it worked out that way. But yeah, that's
Midsummer's
kind of
Night's Dream, that's Shakespeare, right?
yes.
Okay. See, I don't get Shakespeare at all. I mean, I can't read the Old English. I mean, I can read it. I just don't understand what I'm reading.
It's honestly, it's not my favorite either. I like some of his plays, and obviously I appreciate it like from a theater standpoint, like, you know, like how important it is to theater. But we had to take like a Shakespeare class when I was in college, and when we got to like the more historical dramas and plays and stuff, I was just like, "Ah, I just don't want to do this. And you know, plays are meant to be seen primarily, not read. So especially like a Shakespeare show, you're just trying to like read through this like very wordy
Yeah.
script and everything, and it is hard to really like grasp it and understand it. Like I understand like what's going on, but to just really like get into the meat of it, like why are they talking so long about all of these things? So it hasn't been my favorite either, but like I definitely value it and appreciate it for what it is, but it's just not necessarily my cup of tea, really.
I pretend to, but I'm exposed right now. I actually had some thespians on the Garden of Thought to try to explain Shakespeare to me, and especially like the occult in Shakespeare.
Hmm.
And they were so busy talking about Shakespeare, I think we barely got to the occult part, or or just washed over me. But still very interesting. But I should probably try to revisit it again, or maybe I should have a substitute host who has a better attention span. Try to revisit. Now, Oberon, the King of the Fairies. I'm guessing that Oberon was green because they're sort of like wood, or forest fairies, like trees and plants and things like that. Hence the green.
Sure. Yes, and that's definitely, yeah, you got it. I honestly, gosh, that was so long ago. I don't even fully remember like why they chose like, so you can do like any kind of concept with Shakespeare, right? And I think we went pretty traditional with it, that it is like out in the woods, like it's more like foresty, that sort of thing. I do remember we went out afterwards, I think with my mom and like my family and stuff, and I had forgotten to like wash the green paint off, and I still had it on my face. But yeah, that was a fun show. And I when I came in for first rehearsal for Rocky Horror, they were like, "Do you need a tour of the building to know where everything is?" And I was like, I know what's behind the stage. That's where the classrooms were when I was in sixth grade, and we had rehearsal in here all the time. So it's cool. It's a fun little full circle moment.
Well, the Green Man, like the Green Man is like a thing. Like there's a whole subculture and economy about what the Green Man is, and is it the devil? Is Osiris, the king of the underworld? And I mean, and then more recently the movie Men, I think it was called, with like
Hmm. That was a good
woman
movie.
fighting against. Yeah, it was a fun movie. That was a good movie. I don't know why it didn't do that well. It was right in the time when you know horror had sort of
Hmm.
it was not unusual for horror to be I'll call it prestige horror, but they were just good
Yeah.
movies. But that to me that was like the primordial man, going after the woman for supremacy out there in I guess what
Hmm.
he thought was his territory. But that was fun. All right, so uh, from the stage, you said you're
Hmm.
playing Brad. Now it's been a
Hmm.
while since I've seen Rocky Horror, and
Hmm.
now there was a time in life where I saw Rocky Horror way too many times. When you go to the midnight movies and your choices were like Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same, Pink Floyd, The Wall, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Sometimes there's some like Flash Gordon, and there was like always like rotating things in there. But those were the staple three. Which one was Brad Bruce Dern's character?
Brad in the movie is played by what's his name? Barry Bostwick.
Barry Bostwick.
He's Susan Sarandon's fiance in the film.
Okay, so Brad Bruce Dern was her ex, or is
I'm
he
not
the,
sure.
or is he the was he the one they called asshole and he called her
That's
slut?
Brad. Brad is asshole. Yes,
Okay, I could have sworn that was Bruce Dern. So
it might be. I thought it was Barry Bostwick, but anyway, that's the right character. Yeah.
yeah, because I think Laura Dern from Jurassic Park, that's his daughter.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
great.
Yep, indeed. All right. Brad Majors, hero, is played by Barry Bostwick. So okay, then you're
Oh
right.
yeah,
No,
there he is.
that's so sad, but I guess it's okay. But you're playing asshole.
I am playing asshole. So this is the Shadowcast version where we act out the film's playing behind us, and we're acting out the film and lip syncing along with it. I have portrayed uh, in the live stage musical. I played Frankenfurter. I was the Tim Curry role in the stage version of the show back in Halloween of 2024, and that was so much fun. It was a big challenge, especially the costume and the makeup and everything with it, and having to sing and dance at the same time with all that on. But it was such a fun role, and it means so much and to so many different people. And having the audience there, singing along and doing all the callbacks and stuff was so much fun. And so I'm really excited to revisit that process in a slightly different way this time, and also with a different character, and get to see the story from a different perspective and see it from you know Brad and Janet's perspective of like, oh my god, like what is happening in this castle, instead of being the one who is pulling all the strings and stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be a great show.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So what was your like your break? What was your first big break that sort of led to this becoming a career, and you're like you can go, call your family and whatever and say, I think this acting thing's going to work.
Yeah. I think for me, so I mentioned the first short film that I was in. We started doing several of those types of projects together, and they started getting a lot of really good traction online. And really, when it first started taking off, in my mind, for me, we filmed a full season of a web series. It's called Unsuper. That's available on YouTube as well, and it's set in a world where superheroes exist, but it takes place in like the everyday people that they interact with. That's kind of the perspective, the POV that we took with it. And
Lovely.
so I am their therapist. And so a lot of it is framed through these sessions that I'm having with them. Yeah, there it is. And they have all of these like larger than life issues that they're complaining about, and I'm trying to like help them through that. But then I have like humans that are coming in there complaining about like, this is the third time this week I've had to rebuild blah 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 because they threw an alien through my house, like that sort of thing. So it was a really unique, I think a really unique POV and take on the superhero genre. Kept it grounded, but also in the context of this bigger world.
That's like the
And
people who live with the boys, or or
exactly.
or that show, My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and she was like Superwoman,
Yeah, my super ex-girlfriend with Uma Thurman. Yeah,
something. Yeah, that was
definitely
that
like that.
underrated concept.
Yes, and so we filmed that, and we had like a really successful crowdfunding campaign with that, and had the premiere of it in the upstate, and it was really awesome. It was sold out, and like the news came and saw it, and we submitted it to a streaming service to potentially produce, and they had it for far longer than like their normal timeline for deliberation is. They had it for like 3 months, and they kept being like, "We're still trying to decide." And had they picked it up, they essentially would have, given us a big budget to reshoot it and then resubmit it, that sort of thing. And they were really, really interested in it, and then they ended up choosing to pass on it. But it was really a really cool moment for like all of us to see, like, hey, maybe we really do have like what it takes to continue in this, regardless if we want to do it full time, part time, whatever. We have the talent, we have the ability to do it because we created something that people really like. And we had it at the South Carolina Comic Con, which is held in Greenville, South Carolina. And we had a booth, and people came to see it and buy the Blu-ray and stuff. And there was one person, which was really cool. I was walking around with someone else from the web series. We were just walking around looking at all, the booths and stuff to buy. And someone came up to us and they were like, "Are you guys from Unsuper?" And we both like kind of looked. We were like, "Are you for real?"
Yeah.
uh, they were like, "Yeah, I love that show. I watched it on YouTube." And we were like, "Oh,
Yeah,
hi!
I,
Well, my
yeah,
gosh, you
I
recognize
would
us."
watch that show. I mean, and I think a
It's
lot of
fun.
people I
It's
know
a
would
lot of
check it
fun.
out. I
Yeah,
I
mean,
definitely
will.
check it out. It's an easy watch too. I mean, they're short episodes. I want to say it's 10 or 12, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
superheroes are in now, and all different kinds of variations. It's so weird that somebody had passed on that, but greenlit so much of the schlock that I mean,
I know.
Netflix, if you're listening, you have not put anything good on there for like 6 months. Like the last good thing I saw was something very bad is about to happen. And I'm sure there's other things that are okay, but
Yeah.
like as far as good things, like even the limited series, which were like, used to be at least you were getting a B. No, they've been stinky. Stinky, stinky, stinky. Even the ones that people were pretending they were good with, like that Jonathan Rhys Meyers guy, and terrible. Just the beast in me. Not good, and his acting not good. I don't care what John Podhoretz said. Anyway, the rant off end. Okay, so I want to see on Super those guys. Put up or like maybe try to resubmit or something. Get
There
that
it
thing going.
is.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. So
Um, it's a good time. I need to try and rally them to. We need to film them some more, or
I
do
mean,
like a
Amazon, they've
revisit.
done, don't they have like Invincible and The Boys? Like, haven't they done well with this genre generally? Yeah,
I need
sort of,
to follow up with them and see if they'd be interested in resubmitting it or something, and see if they'd reconsider, because I think
yeah.
there's a lot of potential there. And it's also funny you mentioned about like when it kind of like clicked. This actually happened literally last night. One of my friends sent me a reel that they had found on Instagram, and it's just this man saying like, "These are real titles of movies I saw on Tubi." And the first one is One Big Snake, and it shows like the poster for it and everything. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're on it. We made it to this reel. This is crazy." And so I like shared it on my page, and I sent it to the director and everything. And I was like, "Hey, people watched it. They love it." And I commented on the reel too, and was like, "I'm in the movie, haha." And we had like a little out and back about it. So that was cool.
Did
There's
Samuel L.
little
Jackson have a
moments like that.
cameo in it?
Duet.
Did Samuel L. Jackson have a cameo in it where he gets killed immediately?
Oh, I wish that would have been great. Just like
Yeah.
what was that? Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea. That was fantastic.
Yes,
Giving his
great
speech
movie.
and the shark eats him right away. Yeah.
Yes, I actually do get kind of the big send off scene in it,
Mm,
which is so much. There it is. Um,
that's a big
I think
snake.
I'm Tony, and the shooting process for that was so much fun. All my scenes were done in one day. It was a very, very efficient schedule. The director had. I showed up. I was ready to go, and we filmed my little final scene at night. And they started pouring the. They were like, "Okay, you ready for the blood?" And I was like, "Sure, go for it." And so I had my contacts in, so he starts pointing out, my hair's down also. And as it started, like I could feel it, like covering my face. And the best way to describe it, this is how I've described it to people afterwards. It to me felt like how I would think like an apple feels when it's being like candied or something. Like that's what it felt like. It was going to harden on me. I know that wasn't going to happen, but I started like getting in my head about it, and I couldn't open my eyes because it was like all over them. It's going to get my contacts, right? So I started like tensing up that he could tell, like, are you okay? And I went, can you please wipe my eyes? He was like, sure. So he wiped them, I opened them, and I was like, okay, we're good, we're good. So anyways, film the scene. It took like an hour and a half. It starts getting in my hair and like, like crystallizing in my hair. And I had to drive home that night after we got done, and I had to stop to use the bathroom. And I walked in and I thought I'd gotten most of the blood off. I had not. And I was like, why is this person looking at me weird? And I went to the bathroom, I looked in the mirror, and it genuinely looked like I had like escaped, like I had
Right,
just murdered someone. It was on the run or something.
right.
And he was staring at me like pretty. I was like, he's about to call somebody. So I like
Yeah.
rinsed off really fast and just jumped in my car. I drove off. But it was such a fun set. I hate that I only had to be there for a day because everyone was so great to work with. But I worked with that same director again when I mentioned the actress from Phantasm Part Three. So I ended up getting to work with him again, and have a great relationship with him. So hopefully get to do some more projects with them as well.
Okay. Um, okay. So apparently you've been in some things that have won some awards and whatnot. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, a lot of the short films and things that I've been in have made it around. Oh, yeah, that's a picture from One Big Snake. That's Charlie Steeds. He's the filmmaker. He's with Dark Temple Motion Pictures. He's in the UK. Really great cult movie enthusiast. Super nice guy. Really great to work with.
Is that you,
Um,
bloody faced?
that's me. that's
So
that's
are
Tony.
you tall or is he short?
I would consider myself pretty tall. I'm 6'2".
Yeah,
He's a little
it's
bit shorter
tall.
than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. Super fun. Um, the most recent film that I wrapped with them that I mentioned just a second ago, it's called Southern Nightmare. That's making the rounds right now in a bunch of film festivals. It's coming up in Georgia. It's screening at the end of August. I'm hoping I get to go down to help introduce the film with Gloria Henry from the Phantasm actress I mentioned.
Sure.
So hopefully we'll get to go on stage and present the film. I know it's been picking up some awards in some indie horror film festivals in the UK and in the US, and it'll hopefully be released soon for
What's it about?
purchase.
What's the premise?
So it is about these two female friends. They're going like on a cross country like trip. Car breaks down. This guy in like the South. There it is. That guy with the hat. That's his name's Scott. The actor's name is Scott. If you look near the police car, I'm on the far left of it, holding a shotgun. I'm Officer Cash. Anyways, the Scott, the guy with the hat, he offers to help them, gives them a ride back to his house, and it's pretty comparable to like House of a Thousand Corpses, like that kind of plot, like where it goes from there. They're not actually going to help them. They like keep them there, tie them up, and they have like a whole kind of system where they do this with a lot of different people who are lost, and they pick them up and take them there and kill them, that sort of thing. And her family catches wind of it, and they're going to come and try to rescue her. So yeah, I haven't seen the finished film yet. So if I do get to go to that film festival, it'll be the first time I get to see it, and I'll get to see it on a big screen. So I'm super pumped to see it. I think it'll be great.
She looks really familiar. This
Who? Which actress?
Gloria Lynn Henry.
Oh yeah, she's Rocky. She's in Phantasm 3. I know she's been in some other things. I want to say she was in what is that? Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. I think she was in that. I know she did some television and stuff in the 80s and 90s. I think she's since kind of retired from acting full time. She's getting back into it, obviously, with her role in this film. She plays the main character's mother. She was so great to work with, though. She's awesome.
Cool. That's great. That's fun. So Southern Nightmare doing the rounds now. Hopefully it's going to do well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What else what have else you've been working on recently, or what else do you have in the pipeline?
Yeah, so Open Casket is the most recent one that I filmed. That's where I met Vinny. So he plays the character of Mark in the movie, and I play Shaw. The premise of the movie is a film crew that is doing like the 48-hour film festival. They're participating in that, and they're doing a zombie film. And so they go to an abandoned funeral home to make their movie. And while they're there, mysterious things start happening. They start hearing sounds. I tell them a creepy nursery rhyme about somebody, like a local legend. And then, we start disappearing one by one. And it was super fun to film. Everyone in it was great. It was written by Jason Klingensmith and directed by Mark Williams. And we filmed it in Sumter, South Carolina. That's in the Midlands, for
Hmm.
all of you keeping track of where things are in South Carolina.
Near
Um,
Charleston.
yes, and we just had a great time filming it, and hoping to have that out by the end of the year, and he'll start submitting it to festivals, and we'll have the premiere and everything. I'm really pumped to see the final product. Everyone did a really, really great job, and yeah, I think people will really, really like it a lot.
Does Vinny die first?
He does not actually.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, he probably plays the palooka, right? The jock, right? And everybody wants to see him there.
Yeah, he's the guy like behind the whole idea of wanting to make the movie. He's kind of like he connects everybody together and was like, "Okay, guys, come on, let's just keep making the movie. Let's just keep pushing forward, despite all these setbacks and things that we're having." So he's really trying to just like keep it moving forward, keep everyone calm and everything. His sister, there's an actress that plays the character, and they have a really great dynamic with each other. He's been keeping something from her, and she finds out about it, and so they have a lot of great tension there. And then I'm the like creepy sound guy, like in the back. I don't have many words that I will say, but when I say them, people listen because I'm creepy and I'm suddenly talking and I seem to know more than I'm letting on about what's going on. And yeah, it was a really 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 great set. I have a really cool monologue about the supposed killer and like the urban legend and stuff, and that was really fun. Just deliver like straight to the camera and creep everybody out. Kind of a different role for me also, that type of um mysterious, kind of like pulled back, toned down type of role. And I had a great time getting to do it, so I was really glad they trusted me with their vision for that role.
Is it like Christopher Walken's speech in Pulp Fiction, or like Hugh Grant in Heretic, or other?
Ooh, those are probably somewhere in the middle. He's kind of okay. So in Friday the 13th, like Crazy Ralph,
Sure.
uh, you know, don't go there, like that sort of thing. I would My character, like as he aged, I think would become a character more like that. The one who
Yeah.
portends the doom. Why would you go down that way? Turn around, like that sort of thing.
The
But
crazy old man that lives alone, that is like the last one, basically, abandon all hope, ye who enter.
yes, you should listen to that person.
That's right. Okay, very very good. And
Yeah.
and that is doing the circuit now. I know. I see Vinny's head right there, right next to
Hmm.
the Jenny Garth lookalike. Jenny
Yes, that's Penny. She was great.
Penny.
Her name
That's
is
not my
Penny.
ex-wife. Well, maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while. Could be. She would have aged the other direction, but hey, good for her. Good for you. Um, what else you got going on? What else is in the pipeline for you?
Yeah, just since then, I've been auditioning for several things. Hopefully, get some stuff coming up. I know they're shooting something coming up in Asheville that I've submitted for, and they said they're really interested in me. Had a really great audition for the lead role in a found footage horror film coming up, and they really enjoyed, what I presented to them, and said they'll let me know something coming up. So that'd be awesome. Other than that, just submitting and really trying to capitalize on some connections recently that I've made. Um, Vinny in particular has been a really great connection, like with this, and he wants to connect me with some of his other um, film connections and things that he has, want to reach out to one of the agencies that he works with primarily. I would really love to stay in that indie film scene and especially horror scene. I really like the creatives that work in that realm, and would love to continue to build up that resume. And I like going to those conventions and stuff and seeing fans like that, and just having that kind of level. I don't, if something hit big and I, went bigger than that, that's great. But kind of where I'm at right now, I really like that kind of level, and that environment for sure.
Well, I mean, it's been known to happen. I mean,
For sure, yeah.
Chris Connor, indie actor, and then that movie Lone Star went crazy, and then
Hmm.
basically is cast sort of as the crazy old man at the end of this, at the end of the road, the old hermit in the mountain role. So there you go. You just follow
Yeah,
his path right there.
I
I
would love
can't.
that. My mom will always be like, other movies besides you can do other movies besides horror movies, right? And I'm like, I know that, but I want to be in these horror movies. I like them.
Yeah, well, but you can
Um,
do fantasy horror movies, you can do sci-fi horror movies, you can do regular horror
there's so many
movies.
different subgenres, and so I've been a creature feature with One Big Snake. I was in the like kind of southern gothic horror with Southern Nightmare, and then a slasher with Open Casket. So there's already a little bit of variety sprinkled in there. So we're doing okay.
Yeah, you need to get your aliens though, or Outland or whatever.
Oh, that'd be fun. I did forget to mention this one. I'm in a comedy feature that's on. It's currently streaming on Tubi now. I think they just put it on there. It's called Tit or Tat, and it was directed and produced by Dennis Harmon. It's called D Harm Pictures. They're out of Atlanta, and it's like four stories, like kind of in one. This group of friends go to like a fortune teller, and he starts revealing, different things to each of them, and then it goes into each of those stories and how they connect. Um, and I'm a really obnoxious coworker in this like office space with one of the characters. And that was a lot of fun to be on set with everybody. And see their script and everything come to life. And I made a lot of good connections with those people too. So yeah, I forgot. I wanted to throw that one out there too. Throw that one out there too because I forgot to say that one.
When you say you submit, does that mean that you are submitting like a video audition, or are you submitting something for writing, or could it be any of those? Because don't you write also?
Yeah, I do like to write. So I actually during COVID that picked up a lot more because nothing was filming. Nothing, I was working remotely primarily then, so I had a lot of extra time, and I started picking writing back up. Yeah, I've written several short stories. During COVID, I submitted several of them to get published. I did get an offer for one of them. Ended up having to turn it down though, just because it was a contributory contract, and at the time I couldn't afford the price I was needing to contribute towards the contract, and they only asked me to do that because it was COVID, so et cetera, et cetera. Um, and yeah, but I want to get back into that because I
Wait,
primarily have
so
written.
let's put a contributory contract. So is that like basically like you're self-published on Amazon? Like you pay them to publish you, so you pay into like so you're also a producer.
Yeah, like you kind of have a little bit of say in it too. They would also have published it like paperback, like there would have been distribution of it, and it could be available online, that sort of thing. My ultimate goal, also part of why I turned it down, my ultimate goal is to have a collection of short stories that I can publish as one unit rather than
Mhm.
publishing them individually. And at the time, I only had like two or three written, and I'd like to have probably seven or eight to be able to put it all together. So I really want to get back into doing that. My premise for a collection of short stories is to have um, each of them titled after a song lyric that I really like from a variety of genres or songs, and use that lyric to kind of inspire a tale and spin it from there. Um, and like one of them that I've written, I need to finish it, is She Needs Her and She Needs You, and that is from Dance Hall Days by Wang Chung. That's just like a little brief lyric in there, and it's about this guy asking this girl out to go to like a dance marathon where the last couple dancing wins it all or whatever. But it actually, there's like kind of a sinister reasoning behind the dance marathon in this town, but she also kind of has a secret too. So like she needs you, he needs her, that sort of thing. So that's kind of my process where I kind of take it when I'm looking at writing. The biggest short story I wrote is about, it's called They Call Holidays an Option for a Reason, and it's pretty long actually. It's more of a novella, but it's about this guy who he and his sister escaped a cult when they were little that was headed up by his family, and he hasn't seen them since he escaped as a child. And then he randomly gets a phone call from his biological mother asking him to come home for Christmas with him and his wife. And he decides he's going to do it, and he goes, and things obviously do not go well. And that was the one that was offered the publication. So, someone, sees potential in it. So I'm hoping to get all of those more complete and get that up off the ground, because I would really love to let people, have, be able to have that and share it.
That's how the Dark Tower started. Stephen King wrote a short story of the gunslinger, was in a periodical.
Yeah. So I keep up with the different publications that are accepting submissions and stuff. And
Fangoria.
yeah. And I'd really like to see something be able to get in there. I think it'd be really cool.
Kevin, did you want to ask a question?
Yeah, yeah, I do. What's going on? I have a question. Have you ever thought about producing or directing? It's a two-part question. That's my first question. And second is, how do you get the funding for your to stay as an independent and growing? Do you do, also how can people contribute if it's public to contribute into your project?
Yeah. So as far as film, I have not done any producing or directing. I have done stage producing and directing for sure, and I really do enjoy that creative side as well. I think it's a lot of fun. It gives you a really different perspective and be able to just shepherd a group of people and guide them in what we're wanting to create together. Um, on the projects that I have worked on film wise, if I've had any sort of hand with it, be production or something, it is just a lot of networking, community building. Do we want to do crowdsourcing, crowdfunding, that sort of thing? And if we're going to do that, how do we get the word out? We need to find people that we know are going to commit to wanting to give or wanting to share, and not just one share on Facebook. We want to have these conversations with people about why this project's important to us and how we want you to come alongside and have a stake in it with us. And I mean, you'd be surprised at how big the community is, but also how small it is. You start to, oh yeah, I know this person, and they did sound on this, they were the grip on this one, like that sort of thing. So it really is just great to see like how all of that comes together and get people on board. And maybe they didn't even realize that was something they would be interested in doing until you have that conversation with them, and then it creates, oh wait, actually I really do like doing this, I want to do this more and come alongside you guys and build something else with you. So yeah, that's kind of been my journey and my perspective on that.
Okay. Is there a project that you would love to either remake or have a new concept as a passion? When it's all said and done, when Jonathan Thorne Rain is done,
Mm,
what is the project? Even like say I give you a blank check, and I say go out there and do either an independent, and if it goes mainstream or it goes big, we're not going to limit it. What is the passion that you would love to do?
okay. Um, I think I have two answers. One would be a little bit more serious, and two is a little bit more just like pipe dream thing. Um, I would love to be able to um, produce, direct, and like cast a version of one of the stories that I've written. Maybe probably the one I just described to you about the guy who's coming home for Christmas. Um, as I wrote it, I was seeing it cinematically, and I was just like, oh, I really want to adapt this into a script. I think it would be so cool. So if I had like the ability and capacity to do that and have that unlimited, ability, I would love to see that come to life because that's what I envisioned it being, and it would just be so cool to see that come together. And then two, do you guys know the movie Serial Mom with Kathleen Turner?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. I think that movie would be so good as a stage musical. And that has been something I want to like get off the ground. I have talked to so many people about this. I'll make them watch it and they're like, this is such a funny movie. Why do people not talk about it more? And I'm like, I know, she should have won an Oscar for it. She's so good at it. I just think it would be so funny as a stage musical. So anyways, there's that. So if anyone out there is listening, I would love to help. I would love to produce and create a musical of the film Serial Mom. I think it'd be great.
Well, I have two requests.
Okay.
One is I'm waiting for this sequel to Jennifer's Body. Why don't we have the
It's filming.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess look at me getting my demands already. Fantastic.
they just told me. Yeah, they literally just told me as you said that they're making it. They listened.
well, good. Well,
yeah,
you should
it's
get
starting
that.
to film. It's starting to film soon.
Is it the same woman that's playing the demon? Because she's like 15 years older.
Yeah, it's Megan Fox and Amanda Seyfried. They're both in it. They signed on, and I don't know what the premise is, but I know that it's starting to film. I think next month.
All right. So Amanda Seyfried, I can't tell her and Dakota Fanning apart. So there's that. And apparently I'm not the only one. But okay, listen, anything with Megan Fox is good. I'm pretty sure she died, but when the movie's about demons, I think that you can get around.
They'll find some way to bring her back for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be permanent. Even if it's just living in someone's head. Which, by the way, folks, with the Odyssey, Zendaya really wasn't Athena.
I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm sure all of the arguments have made their way to you. In any event, the other one is somebody needs to redo Brightburn, because Brightburn is a fantastic premise.
Great premise.
It was good in there, never great, plenty of bad. I'm not an Elizabeth Banks hater. I have fond memories from Wet Hot American Summer and 30 Rock.
Love that movie. That's one of my favorites, Wet Hot American Summer.
As a director, though, not good. She always blames the audience. But somebody else should take that movie and do it. And there's no reason it shouldn't be a franchise like The Omen was. Because, as the kid grows and, becomes not a kid and all of that.
And maybe other relatives or something like from his planet have other abilities and stuff like that. Yeah, you could really build that out and make a really cool world from it.
You sure could. Well, I mean, Superman didn't end up being the only one. There's Supergirl, there's Power Girl from another universe, whatever. There's Crypto. Yep.
Especially that cliffhanger at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which cliffhanger?
Where there was more like an Aquaman and Wonder Woman. They were kind of hinting of the evil Justice League.
It connected with I cannot remember the name of that movie. It's another superhero movie that has Rainn Wilson in it. There's like a stinger scene in Brightburn where they connect those two worlds, and they were gonna, if the movie had been successful, they were gonna bring him into the fold too. I cannot remember what the name of that movie is, but yeah, they were gonna make a world out of it.
Well, somebody should do a better job with it. And I
agree.
Yeah, because there's greatness in there. I mean, even if it's just done for the horror and just for the gore and whatever, I mean, I think that it'd just be. I mean, granted, The Boys have been done, but not everyone's seen The Boys. And did the Boys really think they were evil, or did they think they were the heroes in their own story? I'm not really sure. Anyway,
and it's not really horror either,
Yeah.
So the horror angle of it is what makes it so unique and so cool. And there's a lot of, like you said, just like untapped potential in that that you could just mine and just keep going with it. That would be really cool to watch.
Well, you could even throw a little Watchmen in there, which is more noir.
Yeah, but, that's true. That's true.
Or abandon all of that stuff, but then just do an entirely different direction with it. Anyway, these are my requests. So I have to ask you about Vinny. Since he's not here, we need to talk a little smack about him. So does he invite other wrestlers, into the fold, or is he trying to protect his spot brother?
He spoke so. I know you want to talk smack about him. He spoke so highly though of like everyone he's ever worked with, and really loves like his wrestling
Every,
connections and everything.
everybody loves him. Everybody loves him.
He's
I love him.
such a great guy. Even like before we started filming, they made the announcements and everybody added each other on everything, and we chatting together. Just from the get go, just so welcoming. Such a great dude. So it
And
was.
he's a Disney guy too. Him and his wife go to Disney.
He's just really great. We stay in the same hotel, so we like ride the set together and stuff. And yeah, he's a really good guy. I'm really glad we connected. And just he's like one of those like if you're one of his people, he's going to take care of you, right? So like we've had a lot of exchanging of connections and stuff, and like I'm going to recommend you for this and this and this. And
If you're listening, it was
yeah.
Kevin's idea to talk smack. It was Kevin's idea, not mine. Kevin's idea. I love you. He forced me to do it. We didn't even get around to talking any smack about him anyway. Anyway, protecting spot is a wrestling thing, where when you're sort of at the top of the wrestling card, you want to protect your spot. You don't want to let anyone else have it. It's one of those things. Why Hulk Hogan was on top for so long, and among others. But I figure that aside from Vinny, that the average person doesn't know a whole lot of current wrestlers. You're not a wrestling fan, are you?
I'm not, but I need to get into it because I want to go support Vinny. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to get you VIP tickets. Come to one of my matches." And I was like, "Okay. I'm not going to know anything, but I'm going to try and study up on it."
Where are there VIP tickets exactly in wrestling? Where is that?
I'm not exactly sure, so I'm just going to leave that up to him. Wherever he tells me to go sit, I'll go sit and I'll cheer for him. And I was like, I'll come up to New York because I think that's where he's based. And I was like, I'll see one of your matches up there. I have some friends that live up there. I'll make a whole thing out of it. It'll be fun.
New York, New Jersey, but he flies all over the place. He's wrestled in Japan. He's wrestled in Europe.
He's always doing something, especially now that like film and everything's picking up for him. Like he's always out and about. So I'm proud of him. That's been awesome to see.
No, he's doing great. I mean, we met quite by accident just on social media, and he was just starting out basically, and I followed him. He followed me back. It was just accidental, and we've always gotten along. And he's just a solid citizen. Jeez, this is the worst talking smack I've ever done.
Oh my God, you're burying him. My goodness.
I know. How's he going to recover from this?
I
don't know.
Actually, me speaking well of someone might be its own negative in and of itself. So I mean, it might actually work to his detriment. So sorry about that. No, it actually guests on my shows, we have a good ratio on it being a springboard to success rather than a catapult Wile E. Coyote style. So, so there's not much that. All right, so is there like a place where you want to be found and followed? Is there something where people can find your writings or your work, or any of the above? Anything that you want to tell the folks about where they can get a hold of you or see your stuff?
Yeah, for sure. So you can find me on I'm on Instagram, Jonathan Thor RAINES. That's the same thing on Facebook as well. And there's a button on my Instagram, like if people want to connect, that goes to my email. And I've, some people have reached out and I've shared my writings and stuff with them if they're interested and want to read it. And I need to do a little bit better about posting updates about my film work and stuff too, but that's where I'll share updates and stuff on there too, to posts or stories, things like that. So yeah, and that's also my email address is at jonathanthorrains@gmail.com as well. So yeah, I look forward to connecting with anyone who is interested.
Do you have those long locks of hair now? If you take off the bandana,
I do. It's up right now. I'm about to go to rehearsal for Rocky Horror, so I just have it pulled back so I can just head out as soon as we wrap. But yes, I still have quite the long hair. I need to trim it up a little bit. It's getting down my back.
So you can't give us the vampire Lestat pose.
I mean, I can. Do you really want me to? I can.
I don't know, Kevin. Do we really want him to? I mean,
and he has to put it back up. Then we're gonna cause him to run late. No, let's.
It's fine. I can.
There we go.
There we go. Here we go. Look at this influence.
I use my Jedi mind trick.
Reverse
There it
psychology.
is.
There you go. All right. Now we go.
Yeah.
I got my final question. Is there a genre, a role, or anything that it's out of your comfort zone that you willing or want to try? Because you like horror, you like science, give me some science fiction. Give me something or that you don't see yourself doing, but it's out of your comfort zone and you might have to try doing it.
Huh. Probably the first thing that comes to mind is like a war film. Like I don't really see my type like really lining up with something like that. But I would never I don't think I would ever like turn that down. Like if someone were interested in it, interested in me and doing something like that. But I definitely think that would be a challenge for sure. Some of it also is like the physical aspect of it because my hair is long. Like that doesn't jive with like a soldier type character. But hey, if you're gonna cast me as the lead in like a war film, I'll cut it. Like that sort of thing. But yeah, that's probably the first one that kind of sticks out to me that I think would be a good challenge that I would be up for sure.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, he would make him doing a movie like a prom queen or Carrie with Amber Brooke yesterday would be a freaking great one. Mr. Lippman.
Oh, I knew you were talking to me. Yeah, I mean the issue with those things is you have to be part of the Stephen King, Joe Hill world, which would be a great world to be in to get permission to do it. Now, based on all the Stephen King properties that are out there, it seems like he's like okay to sign on to anything, and then if he doesn't like how it turns out, he'll bury you. But they keep producing them, so obviously his licensing rate is talk to me.
Not exactly like that, but some type of a concept, like a prom queen, and she's just, and then he's the boyfriend or the villain. Like I don't know, take a bill or something. I'm not the creative one, but some type.
Well, I mean, there's been lots of prom queens who have been killers and killed, so we probably need to do a variation on it. Maybe it's a
homecoming queen. Everybody's a prom queen. What about a homecoming?
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost the same thing.
Square dance. I don't know. You could be like my wife, who was the prom queen of 2 different high schools. So
I was homecoming king in college.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah,
I was not.
Hey, we will make sure you get to be homecoming king in some way. We're going to cast you as homecoming king in something, Jeff, for sure.
That would be fantastic if I'm in a movie and it's high school and like I'm the prom king, but I'm like obviously 100,000 years old. But the joke is that
I will crown you just for you.
It's like Red Hot American Summer, where they're like all 47 and they're playing like they're 17.
Exactly.
Well, Grease.
Yeah. Well, in Greece, I don't think it was supposed to be part of the joke. And Wet Hot American Summer was definitely supposed to be.
They were definitely in on the joke in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they really leaned into that one, and I think that's the only way to get me as a prom king. Even then, just the absurdity of it. I mean, I'm not bashing myself, but I don't think anyone's ever confused me with George Clooney or Brad Pitt. I mean, listen, I've been called handsome by hookers and strippers, so I know it's true. So. So anyway, I'm just making that up for entertainment purposes.
Sure.
Kevin, what do we do now? What about? I've lost myself in my own nonsense.
No, we want to thank Thor because he has to go and he has to do rehearsal, and we appreciate his time.
Oh, you mean Jonathan Thor RAINES?
Jonathan Thor. I wanted to say Thor because you see all the comic books behind me. This has been good. Now I got a new series. I was just talking off air. I just binge watched a series. What am I going to watch this weekend? I do got something now.
Yes, watch it. Let me know what you think too.
Absolutely, I will.
Great.
I do have a horror property idea. I've given it away too many times, but I'll tell you. But
take your shots on gold. Take your shots on gold.
It's not that I don't want to say it on air. It's just I've already said it on air before, so I don't want to bore the audience and make them think they're going to hear me do my elevator pitch every single episode. So, it's actually a relatively simple concept. All right, listen. We know where we can find Jonathan Thor RAINES. Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, Kevin is our producer and the founder And you can find them at the Sports Jedi Network on the X. Where else can they find you, Kev?
Instagram, Rumble, Kick, X, Facebook, you name it, we're there.
Always under Sports Jedi.
All on the Sports Jedi. And this is going to be on iHeartRadio podcast, Amazon podcast, Spotify,
Apple.
Speaker, Apple, anywhere you get your favorite podcast. You'll be hearing this interview with Jonathan Thor RAINES on the Sports Jedi Network. So I appreciate that.
Yes. And for those of you,
thank you guys for having me. This has been great.
Oh yeah, but I got to plug myself. So if you want to find me at @dose_evil, that is on the X or the Twitter. If you don't want wrestling nonsense, but mostly dormant, but if you interact, it'll be less dormant. At Icarusfell MD. And when I'm not on the Sports Jedi Network, you can find me on the Wrestling Soup Network doing the LFG review with the legendary Lufisto. There's only 2 episodes left of LFGs, so probably only 2 episodes left of that show. But yeah, you can find that on Wrestling Soup. And of course, Garden of Thought is right here on Sports Jedi Network, but you can also find it independently on its own feed. And you know, its own YouTube channel without pictures though. So that's always fun. I think pictures are improved. So, you know, if you want to watch Garden of Thought, you're better off doing it here on the Sports Jedi Network or the Sports Jedi Media Network on YouTube, at least for the time being. But keep the guest, subscribe to both. Be safe. Anyway, thanks again to Vinny for being our booking agent. He didn't do a run-in. He didn't attack anyone and run out. He didn't wear a black hoodie, which in wrestling is the absolute disguise that nobody can figure out who anyone is if they wear a black hoodie. So there's that. Thank you to the guests again. Thank you to Kevin. I don't know how to shut up, so I think I'll just say thanks for being here.